It's not about leading, it's about treating. It's very easy to read articles about leadership today. They are abundant on LinkedIn and other content sources. Here are the attributes of a great leader, yada, yada, yada. Look at these rich people, mostly white guys, that are great people at great companies where everybody loves them. But in real and not hyped up life, how many leaders do you emulate? Politicians? Certainly not. Titans of Wall Street working at financial institutions, the companies that governments bailed out with ordinary people's money only to find that their lines of credit were cut if they were a small business, or their mortgages requests were denied if they were trying to buy a first home? I don't think so. We all get to watch those companies' ads saying that their customer service is their first priority or whatever other nonsense their committees could get out. I bet you their media plans ran an extra spot in Washington and other state capitals. Tech leaders certainly get a large share of how to be a great leader press. I listened to a very smart author on the CBC the other day. He knew all the tech leaders in the Silicon Valley since they started in their garages and the computer clubs and bought their first rudimentary computers from Popular Mechanics. He had met all the great internet leaders. He said most were a pain in the butt to work for. You see, entrepreneurs are driven by their passion and not their time management or people skills. Many people sacrifice their lives to the black holes of startups and the dot-com boom. Very few are willing to do that again today. There are legacies of billionaires that thought people existed for their personal disposal and dispose of them they did. Rarely do you read articles about how to treat people, though. During the Great Recession, we have all heard about the callousness of how companies treated people. Lowball salary offers for the unemployed. How can they turn that down, they rationalized with a smile on their faces. They don't have a job, they thought. No raises for people for 7 or 8 years now, for folks who have to deal with escalating increases in rents or tuition costs. We all know that if you submit your resume online, there's a good chance that it's going to go into a black hole. Your time is not worthy of a response. Maybe an automated reply, but not a human touch. I often smile or sometimes snicker when I get an email from a company with a salutation of PR type, best company to work for, etc., more yada yada. I think that things are going to change because I want to believe in it, and I believe in the power of people, especially of youth. And schools of entrepreneurship are growing at a new normal speed. Some people tell me that's because young people can't find jobs. I think it's because young people don't want jobs. I personally don't believe that because young people that have their own businesses have given me checks and they are still in their 20s. Those checks make me smile, the most in some ways. Today, a lot of young people don't want a job. Those that work for companies know that there are no long-term career jobs. They learned that when they came home at night from skateboarding or hanging out with their friends, and they entered the house and they knew something was wrong. One of their parents had just lost their jobs. They heard, "Don't worry," from parents who were clearly worried. Many people stuck in the old normal say that employees aren't loyal anymore. What companies would you be loyal to these days? It is easy to be loyal to a company that treats you well and compensates you fairly. I don't think that you can change companies too much today if you are just the ordinary guy or girl. But you can walk a life where you lead and treat people in a significant way that will make the world change. Many of your actions will be silent to the world or the internet or other people. Those actions will assemble with the thoughts and actions of other people doing it the same way. These attitudes may create the coincidence of thought, and that action will be a powerful place.